Hello, my lovelies. Welcome back to Even's Rising. I'm your lovely host, Sarah. How are you? Excuse my energy kind of not being through the roof. I know I'm usually like, blah, but I've been feeling quite under the weather lately, like flu-like symptoms. And if I were to pan over to the corner of my dresser, it looks like a mini pharmacy. There's like Theraflu and Pepto and NyQuils and my tissues. So, excuse me for not being all like, you know how I usually am. Okay. First of all, I hope everybody is having a beautiful day. Morning, evening, day in general. I hope everyone is doing well and they're okay health-wise, mentally, emotionally, physically, all the way around. I send out all my love and healing and strength to you if you need it. So, what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to try my damnedest to not confuse anyone and to keep it condensed and concise. When y'all leave me comments, I take them very seriously, and I try to apply them to myself and in my videos if need be. And I'm like, I always love constructive criticism or feedback that can help make my video better, or that can help make me better as I want to say entertainer, YouTuber, make me better in that respect. Then it's something that I respect highly and, have a great deal of respect on. The other part is this: I can't change being me. I can't change the fact that I am all over the map, and we will start off at track 1 and then 5 minutes later be on track 8 and then bounce back to track 3 and then re-talk about track 1 and then say, hey, I'll meet you on track 2. Like, I can't, as much as I try to be that way, not that way, it makes it worse. I'm a crazy mess. I'm all over the map. And as much as I am trying to keep things clear and concise as much as I can, it's like a Picasso going on in my brain. There's so much that I want to say. There's so much, that I want to talk about, and so much that I just want to have come out, that sometimes it comes out where I'm repeating myself over and over again, or I feel like I have to explain something and then re-explain it again just one more time, hitting it home. Excuse me. So, please bear with me in that respect. It's just who I am, and I'm hoping that my heathens are loyal enough and love me enough to say, fuck it, I don't care, I can keep up, that's fine. As long as the main point of the video gets across and I've helped you guys understand something, or I have brought information or something in an informative way to you guys, that's all I care about. So with that being said, this is going to be a video that is heavily filled with my notes. Remember this book? It was from one of my videos the other day, how I was like, oh, I think it's going to be my book Shadows. No, didn't end up being that. It ended up being my boy, your boy, like BOI, Book of Ideas, or a Book of Thoughts. So that's what it ended up being. This ended up being my, when I come up with ideas or thoughts or things that I want to say for like the YouTube channel. And the book turned out to be perfect for that. It's absolutely perfect. I love it. So when y'all see me do this, or hell, I might even like pull this number and read off to you everything that I've written down. I wrote this last night. I wrote so many pages, page after page after page, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to condense this down, which I will, but you know, it's like, why can't I read from it? Where does it say anywhere that I can't read from my fucking book or my notes or, you know, refer to it? That's how I remember things. I'm surprised I remember my own name. I'm serious. Like, I can't remember shit. And I have to leave notes for myself, or I have to write down notes. I cannot remember anything. So forgive me in that respect, but it is what it is. Just another beautiful perk of being me. And I wanted to, okay, so what we're going to talk about is offerings to Hekate, or offerings to Hekate, or a deity, or a god, or a goddess. There were some things I wanted to mention, but I didn't want to make this video more, I didn't want to confuse anyone. I can confuse someone just simply by the way that I talk. Just by talking. So to be, you know, to confuse you further would just be downright fucking rude. So, we'll see how it goes. Let's just start it and we'll see how it goes, and we'll go from fucking there. Okay, so we're going to talk about offerings to Hekate, or you can use it with another god or goddess, but mainly I mean Hekate. So, back in the day, okay, like 2,000 years ago, offerings and rituals and things of that nature were for very different reasons and looked very different than that of today. Usually animal sacrificial rituals were done. That was very tried and true in the home. Not like in the home, but you know what I mean. Like proprietary fucking rituals, all of that, these are rituals that were done, you know, in order to this, you know, that was the biggest and above thing you could give to someone. But another reason that people would do animal sacrifices is because, let's say whatever said animal that you have, and usually if it was being given to Hekate, it was either a puppy or dog, or a goat, a black lamb, one of those, and they would go through their house or themselves or their energy, and they would take all those toxins. I want to say, I'm sorry, this fly is getting on my nerves. I want to say that it was called like hazmas back in the day is what they used to call it, like the toxins that were in the house. And what they would do is gather all of that negative energy, see the fly, and all of those toxins, and they would put it into the animal, and then therefore sacrifice the animal, then releasing the toxins and the negative energy and stuff like that, because you've just given it to Hekate for her to take away. Another reason that in the ways that ritual and honoring and sacrifice and stuff like that look different then was because, you know, they were looking for benevolence, and it wasn't so much unless you were a priest or a priestess of said god or goddess, mainly people would do offerings and sacrifice and stuff like that in order to gain gratification and benevolence of that deity, so as not to incur the wrath of whoever it is they're working with. So a lot of the time it was to prove that, you know, hey, I am a follower. I am a believer. I do give these things to you, and in return, please help me with protection. But like I said, at the same time, a lot of it was heavily filled with benevolence of a certain deity to avoid the wrath of whoever it was they were working with. So it was almost out of fear, as well as it was respect and love, and stuff like that. I hate it when I have a word that I just said in my head like 5 minutes ago, and it goes perfect with what I'm talking about, and then I can't remember what that word is. See what I'm saying, y'all? It sucks big time. So okay, so that was like thousands of years ago. All right, so let's fast forward to the modern day, modern age, today's modern age. As much as we would like to be as authentic as we can in reenacting or reconstructing a ritual that was done thousands of years ago, we just can't. We can't. It's very, I'm not going to sacrifice an animal. I don't think a lot of people would. Sure, there are some people, that's fine, whatever, you go do that. But things are very different, and we work with our deities for very different reasons now than, they used to back in the day. Like, we're not just followers of Hekate or said god or goddess. We ourselves are, in fact, literally like our own priestesses and priests of, this goddess, because it's very much more than just, here I'm leaving an offering, just showing gratitude of thanks, for whatever else. I'm giving it to you because I don't want to incur fucking the wrath of whatever you got. So it's very different than what it was. So what we do is we take the modern world, we adapt, we evolve, and we make the modern world work for us and our practice. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I know a lot of modern witches or a lot of modern pagans are very like, oh, I just want to, do it like how it was back in the day. I want to be very authentic. And you can, but, there's a lot of perks to it being the modern age. It's very open-minded. There's so many more things that we know now. There's, more ways to work with a deity than it just being an absolute, black or white kind of thing. But when you do give an offering to like Hekate or whoever you're working with, it needs to be a celebration. It needs to be, a celebration of life, a celebration of love, a joyous celebration, and a joyous occasion. I know that when working with Hekate, a crossroads is a huge thing. I hear a lot. And, if you have access to a crossroads and you live near a crossroads, awesome. I'm jealous as hell. Go for it. Because, everyone's like, oh, well, if you do a ritual or give a sacrifice or do whatever, then you need to do it at a crossroads. Well, not everyone has a crossroads readily available to them. No, they don't. So, not everyone can do those things. So what we do is we work around that and we find the next best thing, which is our own front door. The threshold right there, from going one entrance into another, one gate world into another, one gateway into another. keys, unlocking the door to your house to get in. And in Hellenistic times, it was proven that people did this. They didn't always go out to a crossroads and find certain places. It was, I can't remember the name. I did an article on it in the group, but I can't remember the name of the actual road, but you would see it lined up that people would have certain things outside on their porch next to their front door, certain things in their windows, stuff like that. So if you don't have a crossroads available, for those that are stuck on, no, it has to be this way. No, and please understand, it does not. It does not, because we can't always have that. It can't always be that way. So your front door is one, because it's a threshold. Anything in nature, doing it in nature, because Hekate is very symbolic of nature and loves nature and lives in nature. So maybe a spot that you have set up and dedicated to her, an altar space in your home. See all this? That's the majority of where I do my workings, because I have to make work what I have. I don't have a lot of time. I can't get to a crossroads like that. That's just the way that it is. So let me see. Okay. I wrote down about doing one outside. Doing outside, the front door is one. Making having just like a personal space outside. That's a good one. That's a real good one, actually. Or having or doing an altar, inside your home, dedicated to her and set up for her. So let me see, what else did I... Okay. So I was saying that when you honor Hecate, it needs to be a beautiful celebration, giving and honoring ritual for Hecate. It doesn't have to get crossroads out of your mind. Crossroads can be your front door. That's great. We know that. It can be any place you want it to be, or any place you need it to be. Because quite frankly, the gods love notoriety, and I really don't think they're gonna... You did it there. As long as you're doing it about them and for them, that's really all that matters. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to make it seem like they're selfish and all about me, but we all know how the gods are. Come on now. They're very like, do go on about me, please do go on. That's just how it is. Alright, I did the one about having a sacred spot in the woods, a place in nature. You have an altar already set up. The point was that as long as you are giving or making or honoring of yourself, wholly of yourself, and giving respect, then that's all that matters. Hecate is very much a hands-on. She loves it when you are hands-on, creator of your own. I'm gonna kill this fly. I'm sorry, but maybe it's Hecate buzzing around me, going. Because see, I wasn't gonna do this video tonight. I was not gonna do this video at all tonight. Because it's just of my energy, but something kept going, no, do the video. So maybe it's Hecate speaking to me in weird, annoying little ways. But yeah, as long as it is shown that you've put blood, sweat, time, tears, and energy into something, then it gets their attention right away, and it is something that is very much appreciated. Like if you want to give something personal of yourself as an offering, Hecate loves it when you write down sacred scripture of your own volition and your own words and of your own creation. She loves stuff like that. So that's one of the things that you could give, as an offering of like yourself. All right, so moving on to actual offerings. I told you I was going to get caught up with the stories. But moving on to actual offerings. Okay, so the one offering is the making of something of yourself. I have articles and guides in the group under it's an incense made for Hekate that I did up. And see, that's another one. That's imbued with your energy, your hands, your time. You're touching it. You're taking the time to show that this matters what I'm doing. This matters to me. This means sacrifice to me. This is what it means, and I want to give you my utmost respect and utmost thanks and appreciation. Some other offerings are, I'm going to read off some, but it's not limited to just this. Seriously, your imagination is, you're creating, the sky's the limit, really. It really is. The only thing that stops you is your brain and being closed-minded or saying, no, I can't, or no, it's not going to work, da, da, da. You know what I mean? So sky's the limit when it comes to that. Be creative. Take something and make it your own and say, I'm going to make this a thing. This will now be my thing, and it will be mine and Hecate's thing, or be our bond. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so some of the offerings are fish, like smoked salmon. I hate fish personally. Sorry to throw that out there. Breads or anything yeast-like. Cakes, garlic, honey, milk, wine, roses. And as I said before, if you want to give something personally of yourself, besides the making of the incense and the writing down, sacred notes or sacred scripture for her, you can do nail clippings, you could do oils, because it's another thing you're making with your hands, and it's imbued with your personal energy. It's got you written all over it. The incense that I was talking about making, anything that you make with your hands and put the time and energy into, just remember that's the main goal there. Is that anything that you have put your time and effort into doing, that's the main point. You could do a blood offering, like a blood sacrifice of yourself, and however way you choose to do that. I know that sometimes that's a like this kind of topic, because a lot of people kind of go weird into it, and then me myself personally, I just keep it simple and do like a finger prick or something else. But I know a lot of people like to use like their menstrual cycle and stuff like that, and I'm not about that. I'm not even comfortable talking about it. So that's cool if that's on you, but I'm just leaving it as blood sacrifice of yourself. Okay, just saying. Okay, so, all right. Above all, do what resonates with you. If you're going to leave offerings, you want to. I understand. Look, sometimes you don't have time to do things, and it's like, look, I had 5 minutes to put this together. Da 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 da. I get it. That's my life in a nutshell. But when it comes to offerings and stuff like that, it should take more of your time and energy, because it's a very important symbolic ritual. It has great meaning behind it. But if you can't, if it's just something that, you quickly put together, quickly whisper some words into it, light a candle, and, to me, it still works just as good. Please bear in mind, though, if you leave offerings outside, that they are Mother Earth friendly and animal friendly, because, animals, hello, come and take anything that's just sitting around, and we don't want to hurt Mother Earth. Okay, aside from all that, if you are just starting out on your path and you're unsure of what to offer her, for one, refer back through this video. For two, go under the guides in the group. It's like the second unit in the guides. It's Hecate's unit. It's a whole unit dedicated to just her. That will definitely help you out, give you some inspiration, give you some ideas, stuff like that. But, just offer her something lovely. Just something that means, and represents sacrifice to you. Another thing you could do, and this isn't for just people who are starting out. I actually do it myself, and I involve it in my own rituals as well. Is, ask yourself the question, is there a specific reason that I started working with Hekate? Is there something in my life that I felt I was at a crossroads with? Did I have something that I had to sacrifice personally, mentally, emotionally, things like that? Ask yourself those questions, and whatever the answer is, incorporate it into that ritual or into your ritual, and that's another bond that brings you and Hekate or your deity closer together. It's like, because this means something, like, why did I start working with Hekate to begin with? What happened in my life that changed, or what happened, and what was the sacrifice made? Because that has a lot of meaning in itself as well. So think about questions and things like that, and I would incorporate that into an offering as well. And you can put those into words. You can make up, words of offering, words of blessing, stuff like that. But I would definitely incorporate my relationship with Hekate and how I started with her into my offering, as well as like the physical offerings. Okay. But sacrificing your time. Oh, another good one. See why I wrote notes? Another good one about sacrifice and sacrificing your time, and something that has sacrificial meaning, is giving of yourself and of your time, like volunteering at a women's shelter, volunteering at a battered women's and abused women's shelter, volunteering at an animal shelter, taking a stick and a bag and going down the road, of your road where you live, and picking up the trash that people have left behind, because we just have so many rude, ignorant fucks in this world. So that's just the way that happens. So that is another good. That's another good sign and way of, look, this was the offering I did for you. I did this in your name, and I gave my time of it freely, and I wanted to do that. So volunteering at places like that, or maybe volunteering where you're working with kids, protecting children or something, being like a big brother kind of thing, that's another one that's good. So bear those in mind as well. Above all, let's read from my book, shall we? Let's read what I said. I said, above all, my heathens, whichever way you choose to honor her or give offerings, please, please, please make damn sure they are meaningful. even if it has to be, like I said earlier, something quick and on the fly, simply because you feel like you haven't done enough or haven't been able to show devotion and worship like you want. Even if it's something, like I was saying, something as simple as just lighting a candle and a few words. It's still meaningful, still has meaning to you, but make sure it comes from the heart. It comes from the heart and it's genuine. And I hope that this doesn't happen, because I know that there will be people out there saying, no, 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 you can't do that. If it doesn't fucking take a week to do the ritual, and if you don't have a crossroads, and if you don't blah, 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 then you don't do it, and it's not right. I'm sorry. We are just going to have to agree to disagree on that one. Yes, we are. So please, before you go and get comment happy under the comments of this video, please bear it in mind that I know how you feel, and I respect your outlook and your feelings on it, but I also respect the fact that we live in a modern age. We live in a very fast-paced modern age, and see, we've come back full circle now, back to the modern age again, and letting the modern age work for us and what it can do for our practice. So you go with the times, you roll with the times, and not everybody has a fucking week to prepare for a ritual, or let me find a crossroads. That's impractical. That is just absolutely impractical. So please do not leave me comments saying, no, that's not right, you can't do that. Yes, you absolutely can do that. You can do it this way, and you can do it your way. It doesn't have to be either or. There is no room for dogma in the craft. I've said this time and time again. Let's see. I absolutely... This fly will not... Okay, I was saying in this one, I said I wish I had time for things to be, speaking of doing things back in the day, I was saying I wish I had time for things to be that way, all cloak and dagger-like, but I just don't. We just don't. Those that do, kudos. I'm jealous. But we just don't. And that's everything. Yeah, everything I was saying. My notes, I went way ahead of my notes. I can't believe I actually remembered. That's amazing. That's amazing. Because it was everything I was saying, talking about coming in full circle. We live in a fast-paced world, so we must find a way to use, the modern age to our advantage in witchcraft. And, we got to be creative. Be creative, man. Sky's the fucking limit. Above all else, you do you and what works for you. So, in closing, or my closing rundown, I've given some great ideas on ways to go about offerings to Hekate. For more in-depth ideas, check the guides in the group. Man, I really push that a lot, but y'all just don't understand. The guides in the group are absolutely amazing, and they have been worked hard, very, very hard on. And, speaking of like offerings and stuff, I know I've said this before, but to me, Hecate's Heathens, my group, that is a daily offering to Hekate. It is, because I'm spreading the word. I'm getting her name out there. I'm getting her notoriety. I'm taking so much of myself and putting it in to that group. And to me, that is my own personal offering every day to her. So, take something that means something to you and turn it into, hey, I'm going to use this for that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the group means to me. We're talking about making the oil, making things of herbal, things of herbal correspondences, Stone and crystal correspondences, that's another one that's in Hecate's unit if you're wondering about using certain correspondences or certain crystals. Hecate's unit, check it out, man. I mean, because I can't sit here and remember fucking everything that I've done an article on. So definitely do your due diligence and your footwork, be proactive. Like I said, that's something that Hekate loves. You know, don't sit here and have it spoon-fed to you and, okay, I'm going to do it just like this because this is how I was told to do it. No, you take it as an example, you take it as an idea, and you take it from there. You make it your own. Don't be a robot. Don't be like a fucking ready-made cake. You know what I'm saying? Just add water and stir. No. Take it as inspirations and ideas and say, what of this can I add that's of myself, you know, per my specifications? What can I do to really make this my own? To really make it, you know, something that's mine. You know what I'm saying? What is the twist that I can put onto things, you know? And if you don't have any ideas at the time, don't worry, it will come to you. It will come to you. The more you work with things like offerings and rituals, and the more you work with Hekate and stuff like that, the more things will come to you. The more you learn. You're not going to know everything in one day. You're not. I learn something new every single fucking day. And, you know, if you're like, crap, well, I can't think of anything, then there is absolutely nothing wrong with going with examples that I have set out for you. Rather that be in articles or blessings, cleansings, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that, because you're using it to gain your own perspective and to cultivate your own ideas. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with that at the same time. The other main thing is, above all else, believe in yourself. Believe in what you're doing. Know that you have faith in yourself. Believe in what you're doing. Believe in what you're giving. Believe in the power that is you. That is so paramount. It really is. Just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You do you. Do what works for you. You know, take information from this video and information from books and information from the guides and information from other things or other people, you know, and make it work to your advantage, and you be the most powerful, best version of you that there is. You know what I'm saying? So I hope this video has helped you guys. I tried to condense it down as much as I could, but you know, it's something I could talk about for a while and more. I wanted to say more. I actually didn't include 2 pages of notes that I had, but I was like, no, I've gone on long enough. So I hope this video helped you guys, as in, you know, offerings to Hekate and ideas and what you can use and what you can do. And it doesn't have to be just on a full moon. Okay, she does have, you know, obviously she is a goddess of the night, so I would do like rituals at night and stuff like that, but it does not have to, you don't have to wait for a full moon to do an offering or ritual. If you want to, that is absolutely fine. Like I said, you do you. Do what works for you. Do what resonates with you in here. But, you know, I do them anytime the spirit moves me to do it, or anytime I feel like Hekate needs a bit of attention and some notoriety. So again, I hope this has helped you guys. I hope it's been informative. I have more ideas coming up in my BOT or my BOI, book of ideas, book of thoughts, you know. So until we meet again, my heathens, I've got more stories coming down the pipe for you. Hopefully more things that are helpful and informative. So I love you guys. Blessed be. And until we see each other again. Love you guys.